Hey, everybody. Oh, gosh. Forget the mess, please. I have no time to do any of this kind of thing. Let's see. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, moderators. Thank you. Steve, hello. Aw, I miss you very much. And let's see. Linda is here from Arizona. Okay, I don't know what I'm going to do about that noise. Yes, thank you for your patience. I'm sorry I'm running a little bit late. My mother, I didn't see my mother last week, and she really didn't want me to leave. And so I just kept, staying for a little while. And then I got my cousin on FaceTime, but she didn't know how to do FaceTime. And I don't know, the whole thing just ran long. And so I'm here. And my car, I just left my car outside with all of my food and frozen food, and everything is in there. So I'm going to keep this on time today. We're going to stop at 6, and I'm going to go get my stuff out of the car. So that was a bug. How is everyone? We're going to talk about tomatoes, but first let me just say hello to people. Kristen is here from Pittsburgh. Eric is here. Let's see. Muggy. Let's see. I love it the way YouTube just jumps. Okay. Wow. Crazy. Russ, Lisa, that sounds like a new name, unless you've been here maybe once before from Singapore. I've never been to Singapore. I can't even imagine what it's like. So welcome. Thank you so much for joining our live stream. Are you able to grow a garden in Singapore? I know it's mostly like just a city, right? Do people have gardens? I mean, I just don't know. So please tell us. Let's see. We had a big talking about rain in Arizona. Okay. That's awesome. Okay. Rain, people are talking about rain. It rained here last night. Poured lightning. And then, hello, Rebecca. Jamela is here. And Abdeen is here. Salute. Pretty flower. No, that can't be right. Where are you writing from, Abdeen? Connie, it's good to see you. Let's see. Krista's Suburban Prepsteading Life. Good morning. Remind us where you are. Adrajani is in Serbia. Oh my gosh. It's just so amazing that I can connect with somebody in that part of the world. Welcome. Let's see. Something is taking one bite out of every tomato of Kristen's. That happened to me once. What was that? I don't think it's a caterpillar. Caterpillars can't move around like that. Could be a rat. What else would it be? I'm not sure. Penny is here from the UK. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Penny. Please share with your friends. 100 degrees at Connie's house. That's just too hot. Thank you, Julie. But it is in coal bags, and I put all of the meat and everything. All of the frozen food is surrounding it, so it'll be okay. Alabama Gardener, Mobile. Fantastic. Yes, I started my brassicas, but I don't know, the very first ones that popped up, they're like all brown, and they didn't dry out. And I'm just going, these little tiny brassicas. It's so funny. Brassicas turn out to be such a big vegetable. And they start out with these tiny little seeds. They're all about the same, tiny little seeds. And then they produce these tiny little sprouts. And you think, how can that turn into a great big vegetable? But it does. It's crazy. And these little things just turn brown right away. Jack had a tornado come within a mile of his house the other night. That was a bit of excitement. You could have probably skipped. Let's see. Oh, I hope I get a lot of tomatoes for the fall because I got started late with everything. Did I? Oh, I didn't leave my tomatoes in here. I must have taken them back. First time watching. Fantastic. Russ in... See, I've already forgotten where you are. Singapore, fantastic. Let's see, Singapore and Serbia and Trinidad and Tobago and the UK. Do we have any other, we only have 53 so far. Do we have anybody else from any other countries outside of the US? Let us know. Claudia's here from Indiana. That's fantastic. You may notice I found this pair of glasses. I finally cleaned out my car. This is embarrassing, but I don't mind telling you because this is how, I focus. I just can't multitask like I used to. So things just get, like this office, just get left. But anyway, the car that I made a 1 month trip across the country in, my Prius, I have never had it washed. Now, I washed it outside, but it's never been cleaned inside. The inside is absolutely disgusting. And I have called, I got recommended to someone when I first went to Farm Bureau. He gave me lots of recommendations for, learning how to shoot a gun and getting a great car wash and all of these things. And I haven't called any of it, but I did call the car wash person yesterday. And so I'm really hoping that I get called back tomorrow and I can get that all cleaned inside and perfect. I don't even own a vacuum cleaner, much less a shop vac. So yeah, and the carpets have to be shampooed and everything. It's just, ugh. So anyway, but at the bottom of the pile of stuff in my passenger side were these glasses. I only have 2 pair and I've had them forever. Almost probably the whole time I've had late bloomer, I've had the other glasses, which I usually wear because they get dark in the sun. And I am, with my correction, I'm supposed to wear sunglasses outside, and the clip-on sunglass, but this was a clip-on, it doesn't change. I lost that on my way over from California, and that did not turn up. So I think I know where I left it, but I don't know. So anyway, that's why I'm wearing these glasses today. And when I'm not wearing glasses, I'm wearing contacts because, we all have, many people have corrections that, eye corrections. And someone pointed out to me, this is a very important point, we're all about getting prepared. And someone mentioned that someone had seen a prepper video. I'm not a prepper, but I'm trying to get prepared and stocked up and everything. That don't forget your eyeglasses because, hey, you're dead in the water if you can't see. You can have 6 months of food, but if you can't see to open a can, you're in trouble. If you can't see where to find the flashlight, I can see, but it's just not sharp. And so I have made moves towards finding I got a recommendation, asked for and got a recommendation on Nextdoor for an optometrist around here that happens to be on my insurance plan. And so I'll be calling them tomorrow, and I'm going to get a couple of backup pairs and then I'm also going to get one of those chains that go around your neck like teachers always wore, back in the day, and, put them on and off. And so that way, when I walk in the door, I don't set it somewhere. I literally came up from the garden. The new development, which you'll be hearing about in the next video, I thought I would have it done by now, but it hasn't. It didn't get done. Is that we started a portion of the lower garden. And we had been working, it was about 10 a.m. And it was already 90 degrees and it was extremely humid. And so we decided to get out of the sun. And I came up and caught my breath on the swing for a second. And I know I had them on down there because I remember I was sweating so profusely that, when I would look down, the glasses would slide off, and I kept, doing this over and over and over because my hands were muddy because I didn't wear gloves. Want to get that hands in the soil, get those endorphins going. Is it endorphins? Is that the hormone that happens when you get your hands in the soil that lifts your spirits? I think that's what it is. Anyway, somehow, and then I came right in, I had the camera, but I didn't want to wear my glasses on the camera. And I took the camera out and to shoot a little, you're going to see all this in the next video. I'm sweaty and everything, and shoot a little bit on the porch, for the beginning and the end. And I didn't have my glasses on. I haven't seen them since, and I didn't go anywhere. So unless I put them, the only place I've been since then, since I lost them, is the dump. So unless I had them in my hand with 5 other things and just went like that on the garbage can, I have no idea where they are. So fortunately, I found these. Victoria is here from Pennsylvania. Maybe that's why my tomatoes aren't doing that much, because it's been so hot. So is that what everyone is finding? It has been very hot. Patricia, where are you writing from? Simon, where are you writing from? Morocco. Fantastic. Morocco, Serbia, Singapore, Trinidad, and Trinidad and Tobago. I almost said Trinidad and Jamaica. Did you hear that? I don't know why. Rose is here from Texas. Oh, that's nice. And Denise is here. Denise is usually teaching. Welcome. Yes, we got a good rain last night. But I wish it would keep. And Australia. Kristen's here from Australia. That's right. 12 drops of rain yesterday. Yeah. Whoo. I remember in my late bloomer garden, my tiny little California garden, I wanted to grow watermelon so bad. It was that first year. Was it the first or second year? No, it was the first year I made a watermelon patch, and I got maybe 2 or 3, and one of them got smashed and eaten or something. Let's see. Blue jays. I haven't really seen blue jays here. Thank you. Yes, everybody, thank you. Welcome. 77 of you have joined. Hopefully we'll have a lot more in the next few minutes. I started just a few minutes late because I was rushing back from Nashville, where I was visiting my mother, who is in a care facility over there. And thank you, Coco. So Coco's doing the kind of hard work that I need to do. She's going to be doing a big project in her closet. Tracy's here from PA. We got somebody else here from PA. Tree rat. Ooh, that sounds, no, never heard of a tree rat. Let's see. Let's see. The Trug harvest basket. Trug, didn't you say it was on Haas? A basket on Haas Tools? Or is it the name of the basket is Trug and you go on Haas Tools? A Bama Gardener. Trug basket. No, I did think about it, but I haven't done it. But I'm writing it down. Maybe I'll do it this time. Let's see. Linda G is here from New Hampshire. Thank you. I'm so glad. Fantastic. Raised beds are the best. I mean, they really are. You don't have to get down your hands and knees. Emmanuel is here from Ultimate Gardening. How's your channel doing? Yes, it would be awesome if everybody would just take a moment and hit the like button. And if you're wondering, Why don't I see the like button? It's because it's hidden by the live chat. If you're on mobile, click off the live chat. That screen goes away and you'll see the thumbs up. Hit that and then click live chat and you'll be right back where you were. And you won't leave the live stream. You'll just leave the live chat window. So let's see that number come up. Okay, 30 more of you, and then we'll all be happy. Regina is here. Oh yes, I'm sure. I am so sorry. Not sorry. I mean, I'm so sympathetic for your situation, Regina. Let's see. Oh gosh, that reminds me. Yeah, I want to give a shout out to very quickly. I just have a couple of shout outs. I haven't actually looked to see if anybody bought t-shirts since the last time. You can buy Late Bloomer t-shirts. Haffy, could you produce that link for everyone, please? Links, I should say, 2 t-shirts, 2 campaigns, 2 t-shirts. But Mary at Mary's Nest, our good friend Mary at Mary's Nest, purchased 2 of my Late Bloomer mugs. And I just found out today they are in process. And then Cherie bought also a Late Bloomer Homestead mug. So those are being produced. And so there will be 3 left, total 3 custom, handmade, individually, one at a time, Late Bloomer Homestead mugs left. If you're interested in buying one and being part of the Late Bloomer Mug Club so that you can be drinking out of your Late Bloomer mug when we're doing live streams or when you're watching my channel at any time, and you don't have to drink coffee, you can drink anything out of it, send me a check for $40. It's considered a donation to my channel. I only wind up with about $5 of those dollars. Everything else goes to shipping and handling and the making of and the materials and all of that. So if anybody else wants one, please send a check. I think it's just simpler to send me a check because very often PayPal it's not clear to where you're supposed to click send to a friend instead of send for merchandise, and then they take out a commission. That leaves me with $2 instead of $5. So if you want to buy a mug, send a check to me at Post Office Box 2358, Lebanon, Lebanon, Tennessee 37088. Okay, moving on. Let's see, Maryland, Guido is here from Maryland. AHT, thank you so much. I really appreciate that comment. Canton Gardner is here from where? Let's see. I do not know how to stop that sound. Alberta, Canada. Louise is here. Fantastic. Let's see. And Haffy has produced those links. Thank you very much. Adrajani, 27 degrees Celsius. Can you please translate that to Fahrenheit? I'm not very good at that. I think that's hot, right? Oh, yeah. Thank you for asking. My leg, I'm cautiously optimistic that my leg is getting better. Now, you know that it has been 5 weeks and 2 days since I burned my leg. I would have never imagined that even that day. I mean, I knew it was bad that day, but I felt like I took the heat out of it and it wasn't going to be that horrible. And I'd have a couple of blisters and they would pop and it would heal and that'd be the end of it. No, it turned into be such an ordeal. The biggest ordeal is trying to keep it covered so it doesn't get infected, which it did. And then, of course, back to, if you're wondering how Lyndon is, she just flopped against my foot. I didn't know what that was. Lyndon is my cat, my big, huge, furry cat. Anyway, what's I saying? So my leg, got infected, went back to the urgent care. He had me start scrubbing it with a washcloth and antibacterial soap. And I'm just going, he said, I said, I don't have antibacterial soap in my house. And he goes, everybody has antibacterial soap in their house. I said, no, I don't have antibacterial soap in my house, because 21 years ago, I was following this, raw food guy, and he's saying, get all the chemicals out of your house. Bacteria is good. You don't want to kill all the bacteria, so I stopped using it. Plus, almost all of them are made by big, powerful corporations. And so I was trying to go the plant-based route. Anyway, I had to go buy some of that stuff and start using it. It seemed to start healing. Oh, Lordy. It seemed to start healing. And then I got a rash. Yeah, got a rash. And the whole thing broke out and in little bumps. And of course, it says right on the bacitracin that to stop using it if you get a rash. So I got him on the phone rather than going back for the fourth time. And he said, stop using it. I said, well, I'm just going to use fresh aloe right from the plant. And that's it. And he said, that sounds fine. You can let it dry out too and not keep it covered all the time. So I think it's getting better. And thanks for asking. Tessa is here from Paris. Bonjour. Let's see. It's got to be nighttime. Bonne nuit. In Paris. Mon français est très, très mal. And if you speak French, you know what I just said. Well, that's fantastic, Emmanuel. So you work hard, you get results. 80 degrees Fahrenheit at midnight. That is hot. And if you need rain, then that's hot. Oh my gosh, I never knew that trick. Do you have Celsius in Australia? You double and add. How do you suppose it came out to be so easy and perfect that way? Isn't that funny? Coco says hi. Lyndon, hi. Psst. Lyndon, hi. Lyndon. Psst. She refuses to look at me. Little Monkey is here from Wisconsin. Southern Alabama Garden is here. That's BJ from Theodore. Thank you, Andrijani. That's lovely. Thank you so much. Krista says yes. Oh, okay. Let's see. Oh, Rebecca had to go. Okay, sorry. Let's see. Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. Maryland. Okay, so I think we're caught up. Yes, we're caught up. So let's talk about tomatoes, because 120. Wait, where are you? AHT? Yeah, I don't even have any iodine, Julie. I really need to get some. Well, that's fantastic. What's your name? Tennessee born and raised. Are you a gardener? And is this a new channel or just a Google name? Oh, tree rats are squirrels. Right. I should know that from Daryl's sense of humor. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. So tomatoes. So my plan is to do a video. We have 98. How did that happen? 99. Everybody just go ahead and give me the generosity of a thumbs up if you don't mind. 100 of you have joined. I'm Kaye. I'm a late bloomer gardener. I was late bloomer when I started 9 years ago, and I'm still late. And I was really late this year because, by the time I got the main, as soon as I moved in here, the main water line went out. So that had to be replaced, but couldn't place it right away because it was snowy and wet, and they can't dig when it's raining and wet all the time. So it took a while to get that done. And then Justin comes along about March, right when I should be setting out cool season vegetables. And we started building raised beds. So everything has just been added and added and gotten later and later. But I'm encouraged that Haas Tools, a Georgia company with handmade tools, and they sell seeds, some heritage seeds, heirlooms, some heirloom seeds, says that you can plant certain varieties up until August 10th for a summer crop. So I'm trying. Now, I don't know if you can see, you can actually see out the window a little bit, but you can't really see much. Never mind. One of my side, for those of you who are new here, my side garden is out here. My lower garden is way down there. I had a garden this big in California, and now I have all of this. And so I would say, just offhand, that my lower garden is a half an acre away from the front porch. I don't know exactly. I mean, how much is a half an acre? No, that wouldn't be right. No, that couldn't be right. Oh, wait. It's 250 feet to the street. So it's probably about 175 feet to that garden down there. So however far that is. Anyway, my plan for my tomatoes is I have tomatoes. I have a total of 3 paste tomatoes, 3. I mean, I can with that. Everything else is very watery. And, you know, I don't want to stand there and stir for like 10 hours to make it thicker. And so if you have any suggestions for that, I was just going to make salsa. That was my plan. I got 4 bunches of cilantro today in hopes that I'm going to get a lot more tomatoes. But a lot of tomatoes have gone bad. You know, it's just when there's a whole bunch of water and then there's no water and then there's a whole bunch of water, they get cracked. And then once they get cracked, they get soft there. And then, you know, sometimes bugs or bacteria get in there, and it goes like that. Once the skin has been penetrated, it's just, so I've lost probably 1/3 of my tomatoes that way. So I've only eaten about 5 big tomatoes, 1 Gary Osena, which was pretty good. And I ate 1 Yoder's, which was fantastic. And I thought, why did I go ahead and eat this? Why didn't I save it for my taste test video? But I'll have another one. I'm sure I will. So, but a lot of the big tomatoes are still really hard. So I'm probably going to have to wait another week for my taste test video. But I want to discuss the way that we did tomatoes this year is, and when I say we, if you're new to my channel, I have an employee that works for me, Justin, who is a great helper. He had his own garden last year. He grew tomatoes and peppers and maybe some other things at the other place he lived. And he has a natural interest in it. So that really helps. But he came on to help me build stuff, you know, and do carpentry work and construction and that kind of stuff. So, but I said, listen, you know, I'm going to need all kinds of help. So he's been very willing to just jump in and do whatever. We planted, the majority of the tomatoes were planted on 2 terraces. You can see that in one of my videos. Because of the hillside that I am on, that particular area over there gets the longest number of sun hours per day. And so it drops off there. And I have a couple of videos of us building the terraces. I had topsoil brought in and moved around with a skid steer by the man who brought it and kind of shaped it into 2 terraces. We put a couple of big logs that I had cut down that were threatening my house. A lot's gone on. So much has gone on. So I encourage anybody that's just coming to my channel to go back and you can just click on Follow My Journey. That playlist has everything pretty much leading up to the planting. Once I really got into following just gardening stuff and on my channel, then I didn't really put those on that playlist as much. That was more like my journey of getting here, getting on the property, getting set up, dealing with the cistern, which had issues, a lot of issues, wasn't working. The pump had to be replaced, everything, So that was repaired about 2 weeks ago, and that seems to be holding. It seems to be holding. Now, but we had all these super, super hot days, and I used a lot of water. So we had a good rain last night, but one night is not going to fill up a 10,000, or it's not going to top off a 10,000 gallon cistern. So I'm hoping for more rain, but it doesn't look like we have much rain on the forecast. So we'll see. I protected all of this. We have not had a chance to get back to building the fence around the side garden. That will take care of the rabbits and the deer. But and then I'm using, for pests, I'm using the peppermint oil, and the someone suggested that I get the BT. I had never used BT, but it's made by Bonide, who makes a number of other, neem oil and a number of other products for gardening. And so I ordered that, and I just got that. But in the meantime, I went ahead and just blasted each shaft, that on the corn, I guess the moth lays I haven't seen the armyworm moth yet. I really need to look that up. I'm sure it's a moth and not a butterfly. But I'm sure they just lay eggs down the shaft of each one. The question is, how big are they when the egg is laid? And did I protect them in time? So I shot a little peppermint oil down that coil of shaft that's coming down, and hopefully it will take care of any problems. But if you could see out the window, I can see it, because our eyes are so amazing. Just think about how amazing our eyes are, even eyes that are compromised like mine. But I have lenses. I can look out there and see that I have about 5 stalks of corn that are almost up to my waist, and then the rest of them are like that. So I don't know what I'm going to get. All right, let's see. Immersion blender. See, I've never had one of those. That's just the portable hand thing that you just spin. That's what that is, right? I've never had that. Because, putting them into a blender, get all that dirty, and then every time you pour it, everything drips. It's so messy. So I'm going to get one of those. Yeah, well, just wait till you eat those blueberry cherry tomatoes, Daryl. Ah, okay. So 208 feet. So if it's 175 feet to that garden, then it is about 3/4 of the way, 3/4 of an acre to get to it, right? Did I figure that out, Eric? Ah. Granger County tomatoes to add to it. Edna, is this part of another conversation, or are you responding to me? Because I've never heard of Granger County tomatoes. And where is that? Where do I get those? I'm making a note. Teresa, thank you. Yeah, the reason I asked you, Teresa, Tennessee born and raised, is because if you were, trying to do a gardening channel, you need to have something in that name that signifies that it's a gardening channel. But if it's just your Google name, you can have anything you want. Oh, fried green tomatoes, Edna. I would love some, but what tomatoes do you use for fried green tomatoes? Are you talking about the Granger County, or just any green tomato will work? Because I've only made fried green tomatoes a couple of times in my whole life. They were good, gotta say. Where in Tennessee are you, Teresa? Yeah, see, I can't can tomatoes yet. I just don't have anything. Yes, but Coco, the good thing about BER, which is blossom end rot, for anybody who doesn't know, 115 of you. Wow, thanks. Thanks so much for joining this live stream. If you're new to my channel, I apologize for the mess. I've been running ragged. So, and you can find out all about that if you watch my recent videos on Kaye's vlog. I went from an infection in my leg to tick bites with the bullseye to poison ivy to burning my leg. So it's just like been back and forth to the urgent care dealing with stuff. So, but blossom end rot is, it's from tomato to tomato. You just watered too much. And the calcium gets washed out of the tomatoes if you water too much. Tomatoes like deep and infrequent watering. I learned that lesson in California. I've got a dehydrator, Edna. Let's see. And I'm going to be dehydrating some stuff. I saw Jess on Roots and Refuge. She was dehydrating cherry tomatoes in a video this a while ago. And I thought, man, they're so juicy. It would take hours and hours and hours. And it seems like all the nutrition would just drip away or evaporate away, I should say. Correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, do tomatoes that are dehydrated really retain a lot of nutrition? I don't know. Let me know, anybody. Let's see. Okay. Oh, that's awesome. Southern Alabama Garden. Can you tell me your name again? That's awesome. Let's see. It jumped. Did you deep water can your salsa? That's awesome. I was just going to make some fresh because I don't think it'll last long enough. Wait. Ghost pepper powder works for... You mean you put ghost pepper powder on tomatoes to dry them out? Is that what we're talking about? That just sounds so incredibly hot. I've never put a ghost pepper in my mouth. In fact, just like peppers that are like 40,000 on the Scoville scale just make me cough and get the back of my throat. And you see some crazy people. Sorry, I mean, they seem crazy to put those really, really, you could put a hole in your stomach with the heat in some of those peppers, and they just eat them on a video. Freeze in Ziploc bags. We're talking about, Susan, I have to scroll back. We're talking about salsa. What are we talking about? A. Brown is here. A. Brown, where are you writing from? Yes, I used DE on my, if you saw my most recent video, I believe I sprinkled DE. I bought, I didn't have this before. I had one of those whoosh things for the DE, and you're always like whoosh, 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 and that gets really old after about 6 whooshes. And so this time I got, and then of course I saw OAG was just picking up and just sprinkling it on the leaves. And so I'm going, wait a minute, so they have this, I ordered this particular food grade DE. You don't have to have food grade DE to kill bugs on eggplant, but that's what I bought. And OAG didn't use food grade, but there's this plastic dispenser. It has a lid on it with holes in it, different size holes, and you can just sprinkle it on like that. It's a lot easier than this whoosh thing, because sometimes you get a big blast, sometimes you get a little blast. It's just too, I like the sprinkle method better. But it stayed on there for like 4 days, even through the breeze, the wind, and everything. And of course, it's all gone now. Oh, good, Daryl. That's great. East Tennessee. How far east are you? You must be up over the plateau, on the other side of the plateau. I mean, you must be on the plateau. Well, I'll write that down, Andrejani. I've never heard of that. I'm not supposed to put anything with oil on it. Any kind of oil. And when I talked to him the other day, I said, I'd like to, can I just, since I had this rash, I said, can I just let it dry out if I'm just hanging around the house? And he goes, yes. I said, something about scarring, and he goes, oh, you're going to have a scar. Oh, you're going to have a scar. Oh, thank you. I'd like to prove him wrong, because it's this long and this wide. Wait a minute. You guys, because I'm trying to keep up with the thread, and if you just start your sentence with the or they or instead of what you're talking about, I don't even, I'm trying to keep all these conversations. So anyway, I'm going to back up. Essential oils are great, A. Brown. I use them a lot in my late bloomer garden. I am a Young Living essential oils representative, distributor, although I haven't really had a lot of time to work on that since I moved, but I have all the oils, and I have been meaning to make a pest deterrent spray and just haven't gotten around to it. But you're right, they are. Tracy's favorite tomatoes are Thorburns terracotta. Never even heard of that. Aunt Ruby's German green. I got that going on in my garden. Martino's Roma and True Black Brandywine. Never tried that either. Only one of those 4. I'm going to screenshot that, Tracy. If anybody else wants to put up their favorite varieties, I'll screenshot it and eat it later. And read it later, not eat it. I'm not gonna eat that screenshot. Okay. Okay, Edna, they are famous. They have a guy who comes down from New York to get the wraps, the in tissue. I don't even know what we're talking about. The tomatoes from New York. I don't know. I don't understand. Okay, let's see. Oh, fantastic. That's where I go to get my Prius serviced. Let's see. Your name. Tennessee born and raised. Teresa, I think it was. Cherie is here. I gave you a shout out earlier about buying a mug. Thank you. Oh, ghost pepper powder to keep the deer away. Oh my lordy. And you buy that where? I've heard of that. I've heard of that, Teresa. I don't know. Daryl's funny. He doesn't like hot peppers. It's so funny. Don't walk away though, because then we can talk about you behind your back. Not that we would, but we could. 126 of you are here. Thank you so much. If you're joining my channel for the very first time, please forgive my mess. I am Kaye, and I'm a late bloomer gardener for like 9 years now. I'm still late because I'm developing this homestead here, and there have been a number of issues that I've had to tackle, from personal health things to cistern to broken water main and redoing my fireplace when it was back during the snow and being snowed in for 8 days and lots of stuff. It's been very, very interesting. So welcome, 130 of you. Welcome to my channel. And please hit that like button. It really helps with YouTube analytics. And if anyone is so moved, they're welcome to click that $sign down there and donate, make a super chat donation to my channel. Okay, where are we? It jumped. Let me back up. Thank you, Haffy. Make some tomato chips. I've never done that. Ooh, gazpacho. One time I did that. One time I made gazpacho. It was delicious. I don't even remember how I made it. It was years ago. Thank you, Krista. I don't have Carrie. Hi, Carrie. Where are you writing from? I don't have that freeze drying machine thing. I don't have that. No, Denise, blueberry cherry tomatoes. Oh, that's good to know, Daryl. I have a dehydrator and I'm going to use it if I ever get something. That's what I understand, V. Oh, that's good to know. 118. Don't go over 118. I mean, I don't know if this is true or not, but my raw guy used to say if foods are heated 100 up to 104 degrees, it still can be considered. Wait, no, I don't want to misspeak. It doesn't kill off the healthy stuff in a food if you stay 104 or under. That's fantastic. Oh, Deborah, you're driving me wild. I love roast tomatoes with olive oil and herbs. Oh, so you're saying to roast them with olive oil and herbs, then put them in freezer bags to store, and then toss them. Oh, that sounds so good. Let's see. Do you roast them whole in the skin? Because they're going to just mush out, right? Or do you just cut them in half and do it that way? And how long do you roast them if you're going to like reuse them later? You don't dry them out, right? It sounds so good. Let's see. A is in Atlanta. Fantastic. Thank you, A. Oh, I had to buy peaches today. Yeah, peaches are done. I think I was going to ask, does anybody know about, well, Daryl, you probably know, when your leaves on blackberry vines go yellow, what does that mean? Is it me because I didn't water it enough? Because I wouldn't think that would be the reason. And I know I didn't water it too much. But it's all drying up, and the blackberries appear to be pretty much done. Let's see. BJ, that's right. A, that's good to know. What does A stand for? I mean, we'll see if I can remember. Steve is here. Let's see what's Thank you, Steve. I used to have so many varieties. Do you know I have not harvested one pepper yet? Not one. Although I did see that the chocolate, I've never grown chocolate. Somebody gave me the seeds for chocolate pepper, and I think they were Baker Creek, and they're starting to turn reddish. I don't know if they're chocolate. do they turn red and then brown? Anybody grown chocolate peppers? And then I have jalapeno. I have pumpkin jalapeno, which the picture is like they're the color of pumpkin. They're orange. And none of those are orange yet. So yes, that sounds so good, Susan. I'm screenshotting that so I can read that later. The wishful. Yes, I know, Devils. That's true. That's true. That's very true. The whoosh on the DE can get up underneath the leaves, and it does seem like the flea beetle lives on the top of the leaf. I could be wrong. I've only seen them on the top of the leaves. But yeah, other stuff. Dubai, my gosh, HHHH is here from Dubai. Welcome to my channel. And okay, you make a spray, you apply it to the plants. When it's dry, it's effective again. Ah, yes, true. Yes, I knew what you meant. It jumped. Dehydrating your celery. Edna, keep baking soda by the door for poison ivy. And what does for poison ivy mean? For poison ivy exposure, to clean yourself off? What does that mean? Lauren is here. Lauren, I was just thinking of you today. I'm so sorry I never got your video made. And I haven't sent you clips or anything. Lauren started a channel. She's a great gardener. She lives in Berlin. She has a beautiful backyard garden. And when I made my trip to England, Holland, and northern Germany, I went down specifically to Berlin to see her. I used to do things like that, go way out of my way to meet a fan. And that's what I did with Lauren, and also Ranka in northern Germany. Angie in Kentucky, a lot of places. Tony is here from Little Farmer's Farm. Everybody say hi to Tony. He's in England. Oh, that's wonderful. I didn't grow either one of those, Claudia. Unusual tomatoes to try. Does anybody have any unusual tomatoes for A in Atlanta to try? I mean, I just have my favorites, I have my favorite yellow tomato, my favorite green tomato, my favorite paste tomato, and my 2 or 3 favorite cherry tomatoes. And unusual, I'm trying to think. Some of the unusual ones I've tried haven't been as reliable and good. So I don't know if I have a recommendation. Anybody else? Carrie is in the high desert of California. Wow. Must have drought, right? Thank you, Haffy. That's awesome. Haffy is talking about Abundance Plus, which is the paid gardening platform that Justin Rhodes has started. At some point he started this. I just heard about it about a month ago. And I've been recommended to him a couple of times. And Haffy recommended me and my channel. And so just because my content might be on that platform doesn't mean I wouldn't be on YouTube. And I know some people don't want to pay for garden content, but if you do, that would be a great place to support. That would be a great platform to support, because God knows more of us need to be growing food and creating gardens if we are physically able. And if we're not physically able, if we've got a defunct garden, then put out a notice on Nextdoor and say, hey, I've got a garden space. Does somebody want to come and plant edibles? Because everybody's going to need to be pairing up and community, connecting with community, and making sure everybody has food if these projected food shortages happen the way they're saying, it's like we're all going to need to be jumping in on that. Best hybrids are Jetstar and Jetsetter. Interesting. I haven't even heard of those. Thank you, Susan, for that contribution. Oh my gosh. Okay, I think I get the story straight. Because Edna, you were talking about ghost pepper powder, and then you were talking about wrapping something in tissue, and I'm going, wait, what? So someone comes down from New York, and he takes the Granger County tomatoes, wraps them in tissue, and goes back. Is that right? That reminds me, when I first went to New York, for those of you who don't know my background or anything, I became a professional actor in 1980 and moved to New York. I became an actor in Washington, well, Northern Virginia, Washington, D.C. area, got in the unions, did some jobs there. And then I said, well, I'm going to New York, try to get on soap operas. Well, anyway, at some point we lived on Amsterdam between, let's see if I got Central Park West and Amsterdam. Yeah, no, Columbus. Central Park West, Columbus, Amsterdam. Yeah, so we lived on the corner of Amsterdam and 86th Street. And there was a little produce market, you know, the kind you imagine from the old days. And you went in there, you didn't touch anything. You said, may I have a tomato, please? I'd like it extra ripe, or I'd like it, you know, not whatever you say. Or you say, I'd like that tomato. You don't touch anything. Every tomato was wrapped in tissue paper or sitting in tissue paper in a little round cup thing. And it was just so amazing. You know, I just thought it was so special. And maybe this is the kind of thing, it's like they come down to Tennessee and get these tomatoes, and then they go back up and sell them in New York with tissue paper. I don't know. Who knows what they do anymore? I've been gone a long time from New York. Yes, well, Steve, to go back to your comment about, I used to grow a lot of different kinds of peppers, a lot of hot peppers, and I've got a pepper playlist on my channel. So if you're a pepper, wait, what do we call it? A pepper? Well, let's just say if you love peppers and love growing peppers or love eating hot peppers or whatever, go back and look at my playlist on peppers, because I have some good instructional videos on the peppers that I grew. And thank you for pointing that out, Steve. I appreciate that. Let's see. So Susan, I'm going to copy that. And Julie, I know. We always had iodine growing up. I used to have iodine all the time, like when my kids were little and stuff. But then I got betadine or something like that. I guess it's some sort of spin-off of that. Maybe it's a different company makes it or whatever. But yeah, I need to have that, you know, in my medicine cabinet. Oh, it's oil-based. Yeah, I have to wait till it completely heals. Oh, yeah, I don't even know about the rash, Andrajani. Yeah, but thank you for recommending that. No worries, Edna. Ghost pepper powder online for deer. I assume that you just kind of go around the outside of your garden bed. I mean, surely you don't have to sprinkle it on all of your plants, right? Because that would affect everything. Celebrity is a hybrid, and I believe Celebrity is a determinate tomato, isn't it? Correct me if I'm wrong. A lot of people say Sun Gold tomatoes are the best. No air, no water on the wound. Interesting. Well, I did that for the first 3.5 to 4 weeks. Then I got the rash. So, actually, V, you're not supposed to put ice on. I mean, I don't mean to correct you, but you're not supposed to put ice on burns right away. You're supposed to use room temperature water, and if you don't have anything better. And what I used, which is something I used in 2017 during canning tomatoes. This is so ironic. Maybe you already heard this, everybody, but I was canning tomatoes in my kitchen in Pacific Palisades in California, and I'm not a pro, I've done it. I had done it like 3 or 4 times at that point, and I had grabbed the jar, and the jar slipped out of my tongs and splashed in that almost boiling water in the big pot. And it splashed. I had these glasses on, splashed up on my face like that. And because these protected my eyes, thank God, I just had these burns like down like that, just splatters, not horrible. And I somehow I must have gone to the computer and looked it up or something, and it said use salt and crushed tomatoes. Well, I had this whole bowl of pulp and skins that I had just gotten through skinning all these tomatoes. And so I just picked up all this stuff, took my glasses off, salted my face. No, surely I didn't do that. I think I picked up the tomato. Don't do what I say. Look it up first. But I picked up this mush of tomatoes and just smashed it on my face. And then I think I poured salt on top of that because salt supposedly takes it out, or I don't know. I did it over and over and over. I had no mark whatsoever. And so this time, not realizing I had a much worse burn, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, how am I gonna? It's on the top of my thigh. How am I gonna put room temperature water? Because if I burn my finger, I always just put my finger in a cup of room temperature water till it warms up. Get another one, get another one, get another one. It takes all the heat out. I think this is probably for 1st-degree burns. And so I thought, because I'm vertical, and I mean, how am I going to get the water on there? So I sat down, and I remembered I had a can of those same tomatoes that I was canning when I did that, 2017, on my shelf. Opened them up, and I just started spooning the pulp on my leg. I made a huge mess. I got a towel, and I just kept putting it on, salt, and I thought, okay, after 1 hour, the heat was out of that. And I thought, okay, I'm going to be okay here, and then just turned into this ordeal. So anyway, let's see. Woo. Tony says he went to London and back in 1 day. Well, fortunately, you have trains, right? Or did you go on a train? Yeah, Julie, that's what. Well, he told me to wash it in the shower with this antibacterial soap, and then put on the bacitracin. And he said, don't use Neosporin because the inactive ingredients might be different. I said, no. I stood there at Walmart and I studied the ingredients on their brand, which is called Equate, and the bacitracin, which is made by, and Neosporin, which is made by Johnson & Johnson. And they're all exactly the same. The only inactive ingredient is petrolatum, which petrolatum seems like an oil to me. I mean, it's made from petroleum. So anyway. Okay. Thank you, HH. Mwah. That's Dubai, right? Oh, Cherie ordered a sweatshirt. I'll check it later. If anybody has ordered one of my late bloomer sweatshirts or t-shirts, thank you so much for your support. And there are many ways to support my channel. You can look under any video, not necessarily the live streams. I'm not so good about going back. You know, you can only put so much information under the live stream until after it plays. And I don't always remember to go back and fill all that in. But under any of my videos, I have all the ways that you can support this channel, and I really appreciate it. Let's see. And Louise is talking about dehydrating celery. I know I mentioned that a long time ago. Let's see. Harvest right freeze dryer. Whoo! Yeah, I heard that they were extremely expensive, which is why I haven't really thought about getting one. I want to see what I can produce this first year. You know, I mean, I don't know what I'm going to be able to produce here. Everybody says, what are you going to do with all your produce? I don't know if I'm going to have any. You know, I have to wait and see. I've only had 3 eggplants, no peppers, not one bean. So, and certainly not any winter squash or anything. But I do have some little cucumbers and zucchinis but just in one pot. I just have one pot of those. So, I mean, who knows? I have a feeling I'll just eat it all. Okay, Daryl's answering my question from about 20 minutes ago. Oh my gosh, it's 6:10. Oh gosh, I've got to go get my groceries out. Let me just see. Okay, Daryl, I'm just going to do, he's answering my BlackBerry. Wait, where, now I've already lost it. That's right, Tony. Tony is singing my tune right there. Yeah, and Krista too. Victory Gardens, absolutely. Wow, I've never even heard of bread and salt and solar flare. Karen. Yes, the Berkeley tie-dye is just probably the most beautiful tomato you'll ever see. I grew the most gorgeous ones the first year. Thank you, Linda. Yeah, now Devil's Lemon Boy is another hybrid. And see, is Lemon Boy a determinate or indeterminate? I'm not sure. Yes. Lauren sent me the Butingan tomato from the Philippines. Her father had collected these seeds. They were wild seeds. He collected out just from bushes, wild. And she gave me these seeds, and I grew them in my Palisades garden. And a tiny little cherry tomato absolutely bursts with flavor in your mouth when you pop that in your mouth. And and my last crop, I had 2 bags of these things in my freezer, and I never found the perfect use for them. And what did I finally do? Like after all, they were in my freezer for like 2 years. And I'm trying to think what I finally did with them. And I think they were still in there when I had to move. I can't remember what I did, which is crazy. I should have done that. I didn't try growing those again this year because it's more of a bush and it needs a different kind of cage. It would be great at Daryl's place in one of those big cages because it grows like a bush. And Daryl, if I can find any of those seeds, I'll send you some. Are you still growing that, Lauren? Oh yes, right, Edna. You just put it on dry on your skin and it soaks up the oil from the poison ivy. But see, I don't ever know where it is. I've never known where it is when I touch poison ivy. I just come in and I think, well, what did I touch up to where? If I pet the cats and they rub up to here, then I just scrub everything up to here with that Technu. But that stuff, I'm spending a fortune on that stuff. So I'm going to get a big thing of baking soda. Oh, that sounds so good. That sounds so good, that sandwich you just described, Karen. Oh, I love you, Lauren. You're so wonderful. Julie just joined in Michigan. We are running overtime, Julie. I'm so sorry. Please go back and watch the beginning. Let's see. Intervenal sclerosis turns leaves yellow. I do not know what I would do about that. Oh my gosh. Goat milk mozzarella fresh from your own goats. That just sounds divine. Okay. When you say they tie up the new canes, are you saying then tie up the new canes? Or are you saying the old ones that you cut down, if you don't cut them down, they tie up the new canes? I'm not sure what the meaning is there. Okay. Let me see if there's anything else. Oh, I would love to visit your garden, but it's in Australia. Well, there was a time when I used to really consider going down there because I had friends who would go down for a month in from November, or 2 months, from November 15th to January 15th, and they lived in Sydney. They have a house in Sydney, and they invited me. But traveling today, out of the country, it's just not going to happen. I would love to, though. If you freeze tomatoes in a freezer bag, I mean, do you need to get all because they're just going to get crusty white in that bag and be loose, right? So you can't get all the air out. That's okay, right? Susan? Angelo? I'm way behind. Yes, someone might be interested in the Bhutangan tomato, Lauren, for sure. That's comes from the Philippines, and you're not going to find it anywhere but either me or Lauren. I'm growing that, Eric, the Japanese black truffle or whatever, but it's not doing well. The skin's kind of tough, and that could be my fault. Okay, we're back to the Victory Garden thing. Let's see. And I am screenshotting your comment. That's funny. I'm just scrolling down through here, guys, where people are dropping off. Where they like to come in, I haven't really noticed a particular path, but maybe Justin has, and so I can. Oh gosh, I jumped. I'm trying to get down. If you guys said something important, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to reread all this. Oh, I see. Really, Daryl, you've been holding out on me. I didn't know that. Granger County has a long tradition of producing tomatoes. Oh my gosh, tomato powder and apple skin powder. That's so awesome. You're amazing, Susan. Remind me where you are. Tracy had to go. Tracy always has to go milk. Oh, I got 2 things of bananas today. I am not going to waste these bananas this time. I always let them go bad. Actually, the last time I used the last 4 in a really good banana bread, so I guess I didn't really let them go bad last time. But I have many times, and Daryl was saying that he peels them and cuts them into chunks and just puts them in a freezer bag. And then they're great for smoothies. They're ready to go for anything, like even to bake or whatever. You just thaw them out. No, don't pack it in, Ed. If you've got 200 tomato plants, boy, are you talking about in Arizona or in Beverly Hills? Tony had to go. God bless him. Angie's here. Angie and I had a nice chat this morning by text. I need to get those liners I have the dehydrator, but I don't have the liners for the shelves. Thank you, Carrie. Good night, Tony. What was the name of that you got from Baker Creek in 2014? I missed that. I can't, if I go backwards, I'll never get down to the bottom. Yes, fingers crossed. Yeah, $26.95. If I had a lot of produce, I would consider that, but I can't do that. Well, you'll be happy to know, Eric, that we have got everything but the corn over there, and the new thing down there. I'm going to wait until it sprouts before I put any mulch down there, any hay. But I know that that's going to make a huge difference. Yes, and Lauren, it will be in my garden next year for sure. I mean, it's too late this year, right? Because it makes into a big bush. Jill, are you saying that's what's happened to my blackberry vine? Oh, jumped. Okay, everybody, I'm going to have to go. It's 6:22. I've got to get my groceries out of the oven. Yeah, I hope it's not an oven. Out of the trunk and get them in the refrigerator. I promise I'll reread this. And if anyone did not get a question answered that you really want to get answered, then can you copy and paste it into the comments below? Because I see all of those. The chat, I don't see unless I purposefully go back and read it, but I see all the comments on the newer videos. YouTube doesn't always notify me about or show me older comments on older videos. And I don't know why, but that's just something that they do. Yes, everybody, please do me the kind favor of visiting Lauren's garden in Germany, and just give her a thumbs up, and maybe watch a video or something, see if it's something you might like to subscribe to, give her a little support, and She's originally from the Philippines, but she is married to a German, and they live in Berlin. And she has 3 beautiful daughters. And we had a lovely visit when I stayed there. And I'm sorry I never got the video online, but maybe I will one of these days. Thank you, Edna, Angie. Thank you, everyone. Jamela. Well, I'm going to have to look at. I'm just wondering if it's chlorosis or if it's just time for them to die back because they're done. Lauren says, ignore the live streams. Just look at the videos. Thank you, everyone. God bless you. I hope you have a safe and wonderful week. Please keep your head up, eyes forward, and stay well, stay healthy, and do your research about what's going down. Don't listen to just one person. Do your research. There's a lot of information online about all the things that is going on right now in the world, and come to make your own decisions about everything. So God bless you, and I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday afternoon at 5 o'clock. Yeah, I made a commitment. I'll do it. I'll see you then, and you'll see a video before then. So please share. My last few videos have gotten very few views, and I really need a lot of help. But 2 other things I have to mention for those of you who are still here. I am going to do the sharing the video clips from various gardens, and we're going to start with if Cherie gets it to me, we're going to start with hers. She did a little test video so that I could see if we were on the right track. And so we're going to start with her garden, and we'll move on from there. And then, of course, we'll do Denise's, who had the idea and all of that. And that seemed like there was one other thing that, let's see. Oh, I just blanked. What was I supposed to? Oh, yeah. Seems like there was somebody just reminded me I was supposed to talk about something. What did I forget? Anybody? Thank you, Edwin. I really appreciate that. Okay. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Thank you for your support of this channel. The most important thing you can do to help me grow is to share. Oh, I wanted to mention that the video that I did with Daryl's garden, if you haven't seen it, it's called He Did This All by Himself. The guy with the white beard and the hair, he's my friend who lives not far from me, and Denise. And that video was close to 50,000 views, like an hour at 4 o'clock or something, or 3:30 or something. So I think it's going to keep going. And my channel certainly needs that, because my videos aren't doing very many views. And I need, just so you know, I need to get at least 6,000 views every single video. So anything you can do to share, I really appreciate your support. Thank you. God bless you. And I'll see you very soon.